Norwegian Cruise Line's Free at Sea program can be a really great deal, but it can also be very confusing. I was even confused, and I've been cruising since I was a kid.
Open bar, specialty dining, Wi-Fi, shore excursion credits, all bundled in. Some of it really is a strong deal, but the word free is doing a lot of work in that name, especially since the bundle to get these items still costs extra. If you only look at the base fare, you may think you're getting all these perks for nothing, but when you actually go through the booking process, you will see that this package actually isn't free at all. So in this video, I want to break this down in a simple way to tell you what Free at Sea includes, what it does not include, and what Free at Sea Plus adds to the whole decision. If you're new to the channel, I'm Brad. My goal is to help you get the most out of your vacation with honest trip reviews, guides, and real-world tips. If you'd like more videos like this, hit subscribe so you don't miss out on the next one.
Let's dive right in. What exactly is NCL's Free at Sea?
In the simplest terms, Free at Sea is a promotional bundle you can choose during booking that adds several popular extras to your cruise, usually for much less than buying each item separately.
The basic or standard Free at Sea program currently includes 4 main things. You get the standard level open bar, you get some specialty dining credits, you get 150 minutes of Wi-Fi, and you get some shore excursion credits. Now NCO markets those as included perks, and they can definitely add value to your trip, but there are still costs associated with some of them, and there are limits and nuances for each one that you should know. So let's go perk by perk.
The biggest perk is the standard unlimited open bar. This is the one that makes NCL look very attractive compared to some other cruise lines, because on Royal Caribbean or Celebrity or Carnival, a drink package can be a major extra cost. With Free at Sea, the open bar package is part of the bundle, but there still is a package cost. At the time I'm making this video, NCL lists the beverage package pricing on a typical 7-night cruise at $28.50 per person per day. The price is higher on shorter sailings.
This does not mean it's a bad deal. If you're going to drink enough alcohol, beer, wine, cocktails, or even enough non-alcohol drinks, that can still be a very strong value compared to buying everything one at a time. Now, typically an alcohol drink is going to cost you anywhere from that $12 to $14 range, so the break-even point in this package is only about 3 drinks a day. That makes this one of the easiest drink packages to justify if you are already planning to drink on your vacation.
Now, what does the open bar include? Well, in general, it includes a variety of spirits and cocktails, wines by the glass, bottled or draft beer, fountain soda, juice, and non-alcoholic beer. Standard Free at Sea does not include Starbucks, however, and oddly, it does not include bottled water. And I think that one catches most people off guard. It does not include fresh squeezed juice, and it does not include energy drinks.
So, the open bar package can be a great deal, but it's not an all-inclusive package like I think a lot of people envision it.
Also, currently, the drink package applies at Great Stirrup Cay, which is Norwegian's private island in the Bahamas. Now that has gone back and forth a few times, so it's possible that this will change in the future. Now, the package is not applicable at Harvest Cay, so if you're doing a Belize itinerary with Harvest Cay, do not assume the drink package works there the same way.
The second major perk is going to be the specialty dining credits. This is actually a really great part of Free at Sea because I think that NCL has some really great specialty restaurants that I definitely enjoy.
Depending on the ship, you may have places like Cagney's, Le Bistro, Teppanyaki, Food Republic, or other specialty venues. But again, this is not unlimited specialty dining, and there is a cost to this perk. For a standard 7-night cruise, the pre-purchase price for 3 meals is $60 per person, gratuities included, or about $20 per meal. Compare that to the standard cost of $60 for just 1 meal alone, and you can see the savings. The number of meals depends on your cruise length. At the time I'm making this video, NCL lists it this way. For 7 to 8 nights, you get 3 meals, and so on.
Of course, keep in mind, those specialty restaurants do require reservations, and the most popular restaurants and most popular dining times are going to go fast. So if you have specialty dining through Free at Sea, make sure you make those reservations as soon as the window opens in the app or as soon as you get on board so you don't miss out. Now, the third Free at Sea perk is the Wi-Fi. And this is probably one of those things that sounds better in the headline than it does in reality. Free at Sea currently only offers 150 minutes of Wi-Fi per person. Now that's not 150 minutes per day, that's 150 minutes per cruise.
And it's not unlimited Wi-Fi, and it's not the streaming Wi-Fi package. It is a limited number of minutes, one login per guest, one device at a time, and the standard Wi-Fi package does not allow streaming. So if all you want to do is check a few emails, send a couple of messages, or look something up occasionally, 150 minutes might be fine. But if you're expecting to FaceTime every night, watch YouTube, upload videos, work remotely, or scroll TikTok before bed, this is not that.
So this is the vacation version of Wi-Fi. 150 minutes is a nice perk, but it's not unlimited Wi-Fi. Now the fourth major perk is the Shore Excursion credit.
This one sounds simple, but it is often a bit misunderstood. This Shore Excursion credit is $50 per port, but it applies only to the first guest on the reservation, not every person in the cabin. So if two people are sharing a cabin and you book a $150 excursion, this does not mean each person gets $50 off. It means guest 1 gets the $50 credit and guest 2 pays the normal price.
Now, if you are sailing solo, this is one of those perks that aligns really well for you because you are guest number 1. So you're not splitting that benefit with anyone else. But if you're traveling as a couple or as a family, this is where you're going to want to do the math to make sure it still makes sense.
It is also per port, not just once per cruise. So if you're on an itinerary with several ports and you like booking cruise line excursions, this can save you some money. And if you do more than one excursion in the same port, it applies to both excursions. One other caveat, the $50 excursion credit works on some of the activities on Great Stirrup Cay, but not all. For example, you can use it on the zipline excursion, but you'll pay full price for things like the Vibe Shore Club.
So after all that, what does free actually mean? Well, let me break it down to you this way.
Free at Sea is not really free as in $0. NCL is bundling promotional value into the fare, and then you pay certain package charges or pre-purchase costs connected to those perks.
That is less catchy, which is probably why they don't call it something like extra bundled perks that you get at sea.
But honestly, that's closer to how it feels when you book. All in on a standard 7-night cruise, the Free at Sea package bundle with the drink package and the specialty dining costs about $260, or about $37 per person per day. And to be fair, this can still be a good deal. If you drink a few alcoholic drinks per day, use your specialty dining, use a little bit of the Wi-Fi, and book some NCL excursions, Free at Sea can make a lot of sense.
Now, let's take it up a notch and talk about Free at Sea Plus. Free at Sea Plus is an upgrade to the Free at Sea package. That means you have to already have purchased the Free at Sea package, and then Plus adds a little extra on top, add an extra cost.
At the time I'm making this video, Free at Sea Plus costs an additional $49.99 per person per day. So on a 7-night cruise, that's about $350 per adult on top of the $260 cost of the standard Free at Sea I mentioned earlier. Your total cost now is about $610, or about $87 per person per day. But what does that extra $50 include? Free at Sea Plus currently adds several things: unlimited Starbucks, energy drinks and fresh juices, premium wines, champagne, and liquor by the glass, 50% off the cover charges on additional specialty dining nights beyond the number you get in the standard package, bottled water at the bar, plus some premium still and sparkling waters in the restaurants, unlimited streaming Wi-Fi, which usually costs about $30 per person per day, and prepaid daily service charges, which costs $20 per person per day.
The standard daily charges are those daily automatic charges that go to the crew that provide guest-facing service, like the room steward and your dining staff. Now, there is some debate on whether or not the crew actually gets those charges, but that's not the point of this video.
If you are already going to buy streaming Wi-Fi and pay the daily service charge anyway, those two items alone can get you very close to the cost of the Free at Sea Plus upgrade. So overall, with the extra $50 cost of the Free at Sea Plus upgrade, you're covering the cost of upgraded Wi-Fi, the service charge fee, but also getting all of the other bonuses like bottled water, Starbucks, and premium alcohol options on top of what you're already getting in the base Free at Sea package.
Now, one final wrinkle to throw into all of this, NCL does sometimes run promotions where they will include the prepaid service charges in your cruise fare. If that's the case, then they'll give you a $15 credit towards the price of the daily Free at Sea Plus cost. So don't assume the math is going to work out exactly the same every time. I did say this was going to be confusing, right? So all of this said, this is where NCL's Free at Sea Plus starts to make sense. If you're someone that was already going to be buying the upgraded Wi-Fi package, this is probably the biggest perk for you, especially since you're going to be paying that daily service charge anyway. So, is NCL's Free at Sea program worth it? My answer is yes for most cruisers, and that's not because it's free. It's worth it if you're actually going to use the items included in the bundle.
If you drink, if you enjoy specialty dining, if you want at least some Wi-Fi, and if you book NCL excursions, the standard Free at Sea package can make Norwegian a really competitive option. As for Free at Sea Plus, if I already knew I wanted streaming Wi-Fi, then yes, I would seriously consider the upgrade. For the price of the streaming Wi-Fi and the daily service charge you're already paying anyway, you also get the bonus of Starbucks, bottled water, and more options at the bar. And that is where Plus starts to make sense.
Now, I'd love to know what you think.
If you've sailed NCL recently, did Free at Sea feel like a good value, or did that extra charge make it feel less free than expected? And if you're booking Norwegian soon, are you sticking with standard Free at Sea, upgrading to Free at Sea Plus, or trying to keep the fare as low as possible? Let me know in the comments. Now, if you want to see what it's like to sail on NCL, I'll link a recent trip here and I'll catch you over there.
Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on board again soon.